Coming up on Global Business, Day 3 of the China International Import Expo, we take a look at how China is cooperating with Europe in the field of grain development. The 2023 World Internet Conference Wuzhen Summit has kicked off in the Asian water town of Wuzhen in East China's Zhejiang province. And the annual Financial Street Forum kicked off today in Beijing with the theme Better China, Better World. From CGTN headquarters here in Beijing, this is Global Business. I'm Zhu Jufeng. We begin our show with a look at intellectual property. Chinese officials say the nation has been constantly improving its intellectual property institutions, and they hope the efforts to protect IPR can better facilitate innovation development in China. Liu Xiaoming has the details.
By September, the number of valid invention patents on the Chinese mainland had exceeded 4.8 million, and over 45 million trademarks had been registered. This was just announced by China's National Intellectual Property Administration at a press briefing. And it's just one of the indicators that China has grown into an intellectual property power. China has also doubled down on efforts to promote the commercialization of patents and to protect IPR.
We've been ramping up our efforts to protect IPR. We've put a high-standard punitive compensation system for IP infringement in place and set up a total of 103 national-level intellectual property protection centers and rapid rights protection centers across the country. And we've also kicked off demonstration zones for intellectual property rights protection.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the cooperation between China and the World Intellectual Property Organization. China's Intellectual Property Authority said it will work with the WIPO to set up its China office and 101 tech and innovation support centers. Given the correlation between the development of intellectual property and innovation-driven growth, officials pledged to further leverage intellectual property to help modernize China's industries.
We will foster patent-based, innovation-driven economy, trademark-based brand economy, geographical indications-based industries with distinctive local features, and copyright-based cultural industries.
In 2021, China released the outline of building an intellectual property rights powerhouse 2021 to 2035, which serves as a milestone in the intellectual property system. Now, as China is intensifying efforts to strengthen intellectual property, it is hoped to further improve the innovation and business environment. Liu Xiaoming, CGTN, Beijing.
It's Day 4 of the China International Import Expo, CIE, where sustainability is at the forefront of many product offerings. First, we cross to London to Paul Hawkins to find out how the CIE and other trade activities have boosted cooperation on this front. Hi Paul, give us some examples of grain development cooperation between China and the UK and Europe in general. Hello Paul, can you give us some example of the grain development cooperation between China and the UK and maybe Europe? Okay, we'll try to get hold of Paul if we can later on. The 6th China International Import Expo, or CIE, has seen a record attendance of over 3,000 exhibitors. Our Zhao Xuetong spoke to some returning participants to get their thoughts on long-term engagement with the China market.
This year's China International Import Expo is the largest ever, with a significant number of participants returning for multiple years. I recently had conversations with long-standing CIE participants to get their perspectives on why they continue to engage and harness the opportunity represented by China.
And it's been a great journey for us. I think for us it's been starting at the very beginning of CIE, where we were basically an unknown brand and an unknown company. And because of CIE, we've had the opportunity to grow.
When it comes to the continued participation of the CIE and the fast growth of the China market, the land is not alone. Panasonic, a 105-year-old enterprise, was one of the first to enter the Chinese market.
Panasonic has participated in the CIIE for 6 consecutive years. For us, the CIIE is a great opportunity to understand the China market and to communicate with government officials and business leaders. The CIIE is also a very good platform for us to understand the latest trends in the Chinese market.
Panasonic has invested in 14 projects in the Chinese market between 2019 and 2022, and has decided to build 3 new factories. In the eyes of these long-standing participants in the CIIE, there's more potential yet to be tapped.
The future for the Chinese market is huge. Trade is always beneficial to everybody, and the Chinese market is now opening up. So I see every opportunity for in any industry.
Exhibitors also said that as China's opening up further expanded, the spillover effect of the CIIE will keep unleashing and transform the world's second-largest economy's vast market into more global opportunities. Zhao Shetong, CGTN, Shanghai.
Now we're trying to get back to Paul Hawkins in London. Hello, Paul.
Yeah, I can hear open talk back, and when you're not talking, I can hear the output.
Hello, Paul. Can you hear me? If you can,
Thanks.
can you give us some example of the green development cooperation between China and the UK? We still have some glitch over there. Now let's talk about China's resilience of supply chain. The resilience of the country's supply chain ranks at the forefront globally. That's according to a report released Sunday at a sub-forum of the CRI's Hongqiao International Economic Forum. Industrial insiders and experts were engaged in panel discussions that focused on the vital role the supply chain plays in globalization, new developments of the globalized supply chain, and China's stable and resilient supply chain. The Industrial and Commercial Bank of China held the China-Europe CEO Summit in Shanghai on November the 6th. Attending guests discussed trending topics such as deepening economic and trade exchanges between China and Europe and promoting China-Europe low-carbon and digital transformation cooperation. This year, many European exhibitors are banking on the increasing demand from Chinese consumers to enhance their sales. Du Zhongyuan has more details.
Dairy product, red wine, luxurious textiles, eco-friendly home appliances, these are just a few of the items that are on display at this year's CIIE, and they're all from Europe.
The market in China is really good. It was really good the last 20 years. Because of COVID, all business stopped a little bit, but now we can see the future with optimism. We are feeling that the companies are recovering the same spirit that in 2019.
I think, honestly, this expo is the biggest and most spectacular professional event I have ever seen of this type. So I think then it says to me that China is really opening up in terms of world trade with other countries. So, I mean, honestly, it's my first time here. It is so impressive, it is untrue.
It's not just a big company that are lauding China's market potential. Small and private business are also adapting fast to the consumption demands of the world's second-largest economy.
So we need to adapt to the challenges and demands of the Chinese market. The young people, the less young people, we have quality to offer. We have Chinese products that are made specially for the Chinese market.
Amidst global inflation uncertainties and the gradual and even post-pandemic rebounds, experts say that China's significance as the driving force behind worldwide economic growth has never been more critical. In the first 9 months of the year, China's economy expanded by 5.2% year-on-year, surpassing expectations. Furthermore, retail sales in September increased by 5.5% compared to previous years, also exceeding projections. Du Zhongyan, Yu Bokun for CGTN, Shanghai.
Earlier at the CIE's Mongolian Hall, the country's foreign minister applauded the exceptional organization of the China International Import-Expo and called for an amplified presence of Mongolian producers and businesses at the event. She also shared Mongolian companies' objectives at the expo. Take a listen.
More than 20 companies arrived from Mongolia introducing their products, and very interesting. I think many guests gathered here in our booth in Pavilion of Mongolia to see the Mongolian natural and organic products, especially milk products. For example, this kind of nuts and the cashmere and wool dresses, coats, because Shanghai is quite cold. So the companies are also very satisfied, and they are looking for the companies suitable to cooperate in the future to become the dealer or joint ventures of Mongolian Chinese companies.
Cuban Prime Minister Manuel Marcelo Cruz has paid a visit to the CIE in Shanghai and expressed the country's eagerness to cooperate more with China. The country's Mariel Special Economic Zone is a project designed to attract foreign direct investment. It offers opportunities in several industrial fields. Our Luis Chirino has more.
The western harbor of Mariel, some 45 kilometers from Havana, was the site chosen in 2013 for the Development Zone project to host local and foreign companies in the areas of production and logistics services and to set up a container terminal, which currently counts on modern technology to carry out its cargo operations. The harbor is able to accommodate deep draft ships and is situated to make the most of its location in the center of the Caribbean Sea, at the crossroads of the Western Hemisphere's main maritime commercial traffic routes. After inaugurating an exhibit at Havana's International Trade Fair this week, the General Director of the Mariel Development Zone spoke with CGTN about the project's achievements so far.
Los resultados que consideramos aún discretos van apuntando.
Our results, which are still discrete, aim to improve the Cuban economy, while some of the foreign companies in Mariel are already using Cuba as a regional logistic platform to take their exports to the world market with success.
The General Director said that in designing the zone, authorities considered other countries' experience, including China's successful Shenzhen harbor. Today, Mariel is still growing, hosting over 60 businesses engaged in various economic activities. Projects from 21 countries have been approved as part of the Mariel Special Development Zone, including food production, construction, renewables, and other business sectors. Among the companies operating with the Mariel Zone is Brazil's Brás Cubas Cigarettes. Its co-president told me why they decided to invest in Mariel.
We decided to invest in Mariel because of the incentive schemes of the Mariel Development Zone, also the access to the port infrastructure, the facilities to import goods and to export goods.
Alexander Carpenter said his company already exports to several countries, though they plan to expand into more markets, including China, which he considers a major opportunity for business in Asia. Other companies include food producers like Lácteos Mariel, an Italian firm about to start production of dairy products at the zone.
We have all our products here, are basically dairy products. The main product is going to be yogurt. We are going to have even like different containers for the different like parts of the Cuban market.
Mariel's Special Development Zone is considered a critical step forward for Cuba, helping it expand investment projects, foreign trade, and the performance of the local economy. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.
Now let's see if we can get to Paul Hawkins in London to share some of the initiatives between China and the UK in green development cooperation. Hello, Paul.
Yeah, hi, good to speak to you. Apologies for the sound gremlins there. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of examples involving European companies and Chinese companies, and how the Expo, the CIIE, has been key in facilitating that relationship. First of all, you know about the well-known Chinese EV manufacturer Hi-Fi. Well, they've been involved in a relationship with a German company, plastics company called Covestro since 2018. They've been using their plastics on things like their steering wheel, and also in their headlamps and on their LiDAR sensors. The LiDAR is effectively the car emits laser beams which read the car's environment, and then the laser beams travel back again to them. They've been using their plastics coated on the lenses since 2018. Now, last year they signed a cooperation agreement. This year at the Expo, they've agreed to set up a joint research laboratory, which says that it will advance low carbon footprint material solutions and smart technology. So that's a great example of how the Expo has been facilitating that sort of relationship. And in terms of outside the EU, but here in the UK, there is, of course, the UK-China Green Finance Centre, which is effectively a partnership between the UK's Green Finance Initiative and the Green Finance Committee of the China Society for Finance and Banking. And it's backed by the UK government through the UK-China Pact, and it tries to facilitate relationships between Chinese and UK companies over green development. So two good examples there about how the Expo's really been key in developing those relationships and improving green technology.
Thank you so much. That's Paul Hawkins for us from London. The 2023 World Internet Conference Wuzhen Summit kicked off today, themed Creating an Inclusive and Resilient Digital World Beneficial to All, Building a Community with a Shared Future in Cyberspace. As China enters the era of intelligent internet, mobile internet access has entered a new phase of development. That's according to the annual report on China's mobile internet development 2023, released by the People's Daily Online. Data shows that mobile internet traffic reached 260 billion gigabytes last year, up 18% year-on-year. Meanwhile, the total number of cell phone users reached 1.7 billion by the end of last year, and mobile internet users hit 1.5 billion. For more discussion on China's fast-paced internet development, let's bring in Du Yuejing, Director of Guizhou Big Data Protection Engineering Research Center. Thank you for joining us. China's internet user base has reached a very high level. How can internet companies acquire users in a very competitive market?
Okay, internet user is not the same thing as the user of a certain internet application. So although China's internet user base has reached a very high level, the internet companies do not have to acquire new internet users, but to attract more internet users to become their new services or their new users.
Internet user scenes have been established very much, such as those relating to e-commerce, buying things online, short video like TikTok, social networking, food ordering, and taxi hailing, and gaming online. Will future user scenes stay like this, or can we expect some significant new applications that can change our lifestyles?
I believe there will be more exciting, significant applications in the future. We are just in the middle of this new era of digital civilization. Plenty of our lifestyles will be changed in the coming maybe 20 years. For example, how we take education and research, health and medicine, and manufacture, etc., etc.
Okay. Artificial intelligence nowadays, we talk so much about it, especially generative AI. It's getting a lot of attention. Do you think AI, generative AI, can disrupt current internet user behavior or applications?
Instead of the word disrupt, I would like to use reform or rebuild to describe the change might bring by generative AI to current applications. Generative AI can be a superpower tool for the current applications. So by using it correctly, we can dramatically upgrade the service provided by the applications.
Okay. Mr. Du, if I can ask one more question, because your previous question answers are so brief, I'd like to ask one more question. Is your understanding of Meta, the metaverse, it's also become a theme of many exciting investments. You know, some companies are trying to link it with metaverse, imagining the future where people live in a digitalized world or having their avatar living in a digitalized world, intergaging, exchanging with other avatars of other people or a digital world. Do you think that world can be real soon?
I think it can be real, but I'm not sure how soon it will, because everything is changing by the digital technologies. And today we are seeing that our physical world or human society are kind of more and more connected with the human-generated digital world. So when all the three worlds become merged more and more, deeper and deeper, we will see a new lifestyle, which we might believe in a kind of a metaverse world, but at the same time, it connected with the real world. So it will come, but I'm not sure if it's soon or not.
Great. That's good enough. Thank you, Mr. Du Yejing. Nice talking to you. Director of Guizhou Big Data Protection Engineering Research Center. Youchun Global Business coming up next. The annual Financial Street Forum kicked off this morning in Beijing with the theme Better China, Better World.
Decode China's financial trends.
Looking forward, see how finance empowers the real economy and champions sustainable growth.
Looking abroad, explore how it fuels the Belt and Road and Yuan's international rise.
Stepping up towards digital transformation and high-quality development.
Join us at the 2023 Financial Street Forum, where China's financial heart beats stronger.
The annual Financial Street Forum kicked off this morning in Beijing with the theme Better China, Better World. This year is a total of 400 financial heavyweights from 30 countries and regions are expected to attend. Now we're joined by reporter Olivia He on the ground. Olivia, what are your thoughts on the first day of the Financial Street Forum?
Thank you, Dreamfeng. As you just mentioned, more than 400 guests from over 30 countries and regions around the world have been invited to attend the event to exchange views on current economic and financial hot topics and to discuss ways to empower world economic development through financial cooperation. At the main forum this morning, the governor of China's central bank, Pan Gongsheng, said China's economy is showing an upward trend. In the first 9 months of this year, China's GDP grew by 5.2%, and it's estimated that China will successfully reach its goal of 5% annual economic growth. In addition to the main forum, there are 3 parallel forums, with a total of 22 activities, including the opening and closing ceremonies and special activities being held during the event. A fintech conference is also being held at the same time, with a specific emphasis on the themes of digital economy and digital finance. We know that China has made significant progress in fintech development, with the size of its digital economy increasing nearly 40 trillion yuan in 10 years. And now let's check out the following package for more information on the fintech conference. Beijing, as an international hub for science and technology innovation and a national center for financial management, has a solid foundation for the growth of its digital economy. To drive top-notch digital transformation, the Global FinTech Conference took place in Beijing on November 8th. The conference has welcomed leaders and industry experts from government departments and financial institutions. Over the next 5 days, 20 events will be scheduled to take place, where the participants will be making valuable contributions to advancing the digital economy.
As the National Financial Management Center, Beijing is committed to establishing itself as a global leader in the digital economy. In the first 3 quarters of this year, the added value of Beijing's digital economy reached 1.4 trillion yuan, securing the top spot nationwide.
Through the joint efforts of the Beijing government and the People's Bank of China, digital finance has consistently achieved new breakthroughs and accomplishments.
Financial innovations in China such as mobile payment, digital credit, and intelligent risk control have continued to emerge. China has made significant progress in the development of fintech, and its overall competitiveness remains at the forefront of the world.
In addition, participants also share their opinions on how the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area can further enhance cooperation opportunities in digital finance. At the opening ceremony, the People's Bank of China, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and the Macau Monetary Authority jointly signed a memorandum of cooperation on the regulation of fintech innovation in the Greater Bay Area. This collaboration aims to create a more efficient fintech regulatory system. The size of China's digital economy has skyrocketed from 11 trillion yuan in 2012 to 50 trillion yuan in 2022, making it a major driving force for economic growth. Olivia He, CGTN, Beijing.
Now we're trying to get our reporting Mira Liu in Singapore, one of Asia's major financial hubs. Mira, could you elaborate on how improved cross-border financial cooperation between Singapore and China has benefited the city-states and also the Southeast Asian region?
Hi, Jingfeng. Now, before we talk about financial cooperation, let me set the stage to talk about trade and investment between these two countries. China has been Singapore's largest trading partner since 2013. During the last 26 years, the exports of China to Singapore have increased at an annualized rate of 10.6%. On the other hand, Singapore has been China's largest foreign investor since 2013, while China has been Singapore's top investment destination since 2007. Now, with all these massive trade and investments going back and forth, the financial cooperations between these two countries have made good progress in three areas. Number one, growing the offshore RMB market. Number two, enhancing the links between capital markets in each destination. And number three, setting up more and more financial institutions in each other's markets.
At the event, representatives from all over the world are focusing their attention on key issues including the Chinese economy and financial innovation development. Take a listen.
It's very important to understand what the Governor Pan Gongsheng and the Minister, the Chairman of the National Financial Regulation, what they think about the financial risk, what they are doing in terms of containing financial risk, and having an update of the strategy that China will follow to tackle all the problems, all the issues that we now have at global level, and China on its own. Yeah.
I believe the Financial Street Forum plays a guiding role in the financial field. This time, I pay most attention to the topics in the field of digital finance and financial technology, which is one of the 5 chapters for Chinese financial development released in the recent Central Financial Work Conference. I look forward to the latest policies on financial innovation and talent training.
With that, we'll wrap up this edition of Global Business. Thanks for watching. I'm Zhen Jingfeng. CGTN continues with more news and views. Stay with us.